Are you wanting to start saving money so you can start changing your financial future? Well, stay tuned to this video because I'm going to share with you the exact way to start doing it now. Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go through the southern region of Africa. I'm now back in South Africa for a few days before I head back to Botswana. And most importantly, you've been seeing me talk about success, what it is, and how to get it in the three areas of life that I focus on, which are happiness, health, and wealth. And so if you're new to the channel, the definition of success by Earl Nightingale is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. And changing your financial future by learning how to save money is a very worthy idea that each and every last one of us should be striving to get to. And so let's go ahead and dig into today's topic. So if you're like me, when I first started out, I always thought that being able to save money was something where I needed that right job. I needed that good enough income to come in. And the whole time for plenty of years of my life, from 18 in the military, even up into my early 20s, working for the post office, I was just still looking for this external source. Like, okay, if I just make this much money, then I'm gonna be able to start having this extra cash coming in. And the truth was, it wasn't about making extra money. It was learning about how to control the money that I already had coming in. And the way that I had to learn how to control it was, what was I spending my money on? And when I really started looking and analyzing things and doing budgets, I started realizing I was just throwing money away recklessly because I didn't have an understanding of what was coming in and how I was using it. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because there's levels to this, man. Like, it's not like once you learn your first level how to budget and you learn how to do your money right, like then once you start reaching your next levels, like let's say if you start reaching a six-figure income, then a second seven-figure income, you have to discipline yourself at each level on how to actually utilize that money to your advantage. And this is something that a lot of financial advisors, and I know school is not teaching us this. And this is one of the things that is keeping so many of us back financially because we don't understand this information because it's not given to us. And because it's not given to us or taught to us, you got to give yourself grace. The first way to start learning how to save money is giving yourself grace. Believe it or not, you have to forgive yourself. So many times we're holding so much pressure, so much baggage, so much resentment towards, oh, I should have been able to do this. I should have been able to do that. And the truth was, you weren't capable of doing it. There's no reason that I shouldn't be a multimillionaire right now with the amount of money that was going through my hands since I was 18 years old in the military and then moving into the private sector of the government, working for the post office. However, the reason why that wasn't possible and it didn't happen is because I didn't understand how to utilize money. I wasn't given or equipped with those tools. So because you may not be given or equipped with those tools too, give yourself grace. Just give yourself a pat on the back for getting to where you are today. Like, you did it without any knowledge, man. Like, look how powerful that is. And that's one of the things that a lot of us don't talk and give ourselves credit for, like not having financial literacy, but still being able to just make it, being able to be a homeowner, be able to not just living on the streets. Like, you have to give yourself credit for that, man. And that's the first thing you need to start doing is giving yourself that grace, giving yourself credit, giving yourself a pat on the back. Because what it's doing when you do that, you're starting to create the awareness that I can be better. Not that someone else needs to be better or there's better opportunities out there. It's I can be better. And once you start creating that awareness of I can be better, then you can start grasping the understanding and the knowledge of it. And this is what stops a lot of people from being able to change their financial situations because they have excuses about everything is someone else's problem, or it's because there's a lack of opportunities. They're not actually taking the power within themselves of saying, yo, I can be better. I can do better. It's not about what my mom or my dad equipped me with. It's not about what my grandparents equipped me with. It's not even about what the government that I live in equipped me with. I can do better. I got this. And once you go to that level, like you hit a power, like a power dynamic of What can I do better? And once you start doing that, what can I do? Figuring out what you can do better, that's where you start reaching those next levels. And this was one of the things that helped me a lot. And it's funny because like even to this day, like there's certain things that you don't see behind the scenes that I'm doing. You don't see a lot of the external activities that I cut out of life because I'm focused on where do I want to be for the next 5 or 10 years in life. And I know that I have to get myself there. And to get myself there, I have to make sacrifices. And once you get to that point of you being able to make sacrifices, nothing can hold you back because you'll start feeding off of those sacrifices. Most people think sacrifice is a negative thing. When you're sacrificing something, you're giving up something of a lower nature for a higher good. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Like when you start sacrificing, you know what, man, I'm not going to go out and club with my friends as much this month. You give that up and then you start seeing, whoa, I have all this money sitting in my bank account. Then you start saying like, yo, maybe I'm not going to drink as much of this now. And then you see even more money in your bank account. Then you start saying like, you know what, maybe I'm going to start cooking some healthier meals instead of eating out takeaway all the time. Then you see even not only healthier, more money, but you see yourself looking better, feeling better. Like those are the things that happen when you do sacrifice. We've been conditioned that sacrifice is a bad thing. Sacrifice is the thing to get us to where we want to be. And I wish I would have learned this when at such a younger age because I would have been willing to sacrifice everything while I was in the military. I would have sacrificed all those so-called nights of fun, all of those times of partying, drinking. I would have gave all of that up overnight because I would have known if I could know what I know now and see that, yo, this is how my life could be. Like if my life turned out this way and I made those mistakes, what would have my life been if I had sacrificed those mistakes to get even farther along life? That's the way you start actually thinking about it. And so here's one practical way for you to start saving money now. What is one thing in your daily habit that you can cut out? Because I don't just believe in giving you just the inspirational knowledge, the stuff like that. I want to give you a complete actionable step that you can do. And so think about this for you as an individual. What is one habit that you can start changing right now to start saving just a little bit of money? And to make it a very simple habit, make it a habit that where it will save you just $1, $1 a month, whatever that equivalent is in your currency. And the reason why I say that is until so many of us want to reach the millions of dollars, but we're not understanding the power of $1. And the beautiful thing about this is once you start realizing how little you have to sacrifice just to save $1, you'll start realizing how more manageable and easier it is to get to that $1,000,000. Now, even if it took you 5, 6, 7, or maybe even 10 years to get to that million, is it not worth it? And just so think about that. That's your action step for today. What is one habit that you can sacrifice right now, starting today, that can save you $1? All right. I hope you got some value from this. Make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so and hit the bell right up there so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. And most importantly, just remember this, I'm Jason and success is simple once you know how.